Hey everyone, it's Stefanie Garcia from voiceofdream.com, and please bear with me. I got a little bit of cold going on, so do the best to bear through it. Okay, so it's a little bit different than I normally do things. Usually if you follow my newsletter, then you know that I hardly ever send out videos. It's usually handwritten, but this time I thought I want to do things a little different because I wanted to do a Q&A. I get a lot of letters from people asking for advice, and usually I respond to them through email. But I got a letter from a girl named Daisy recently that is very similar to a lot of letters that I've been getting with people that are having, in particular, some really hard, challenging things that have happened in their lives. And they're seeking advice for how to move forward and how to move past it. So I'm not going to read the whole letter because it's kind of long, but I do want to give you the gist of it so that you kind of understand what's going on. I also want to say that before I even get started, that I did ask Daisy's permission before I did this video, okay? And the reason that I'm sharing this letter is because it's similar to a lot of people's letters that I've been getting lately, and I just feel like by responding to Daisy that perhaps I'm also going to be able to help other people go through the same thing. So Daisy writes to me because she found me through my YouTube videos, in particular some of the videos that I've done with Ann Perry. If you follow me for a while, you know that I've done some with her. She's a numerologist. Daisy in particular, for most of her life, has been feeling like she was misunderstood, not supported, different, and feeling really, really lonely. I know a lot of people can relate to that. She in particular has had a lot of things that have gone on in her life, pretty traumatic stuff. I'm not going to share any of those details because I want to keep private things private. But I think it's what sounds like to me in her life is that it's something that she is struggling to get past. She really does want to find her purpose in life. She's a multi-passionate person. She really does want to express herself and really wants to go forward, but she seems like she's struggling with it. So what she's asking for, I believe, is ways to move forward so that she can make a difference in other people's lives. So Daisy, first and foremost, thank you so much for writing. I really appreciate it. I also want to say that I see you and I acknowledge what you've gone through, and I'm sorry that it happened. I can't imagine going through those things. So first and foremost, my heart goes out to you for that. The second thing I want to say is that I'm definitely no expert, but I'm going to do the best that I can talking from my own life experience, okay? So here I go. First thing I want to say to you, Daisy, in your letter that I want to respond to you is I first want to say that I really, in my heart, believe you are not a victim. Okay? I know that these things are very hard. I imagine they are very hard. I can't imagine what it was like to go through them. But I want you to step out of that feeling of being a victim to your past and step into yourself more. Okay? We are not victims of our past. We cannot help things that have happened to us. We can't control those things, especially if they happen in your childhood. You definitely can't control them, that they happened. But as you've grown past it, you do have some ways that you can choose whether or not to allow it to make you a victim and let it own you, or you can choose to let it be something that moves you forward and propels you forward so that it doesn't own you anymore. So if that makes any sense. I know that in my own personal life that when I've gone through things, the more I ran away from my past, the more I was blocked by moving forward. You can't, I know, Daisy, that you said that you want to find your purpose in life and you want to help other people, but the thing is that you can't really help anybody else out until you first help yourself out. So in order to move forward and to not be a victim of your past, you have to acknowledge your past. I know in my own personal life that I spent a lot of time running from my past and a lot of time blaming, a lot of time pointing fingers at other people saying that you hurt me, you did this to me, and putting it on to them. Not to say that what they did was right. It wasn't right what they did. But what I was doing was putting it on to them and other people saying, hey, you hurt me, and I want you to acknowledge that you hurt me. But the reality is that as much as we want other people to acknowledge what they did was wrong, some of those people are not able in a healed place or even an aware place to recognize what they did was wrong. Some people that have done things in our past, either A, didn't think it was wrong, B, aren't able to admit that it's wrong, C, don't even feel like they did the best that they could, so they're not going to acknowledge it. D, some of those people who've done things that were wrong to you, that have hurt you, you know, you may not ever be able to face them. They may no longer be even in this world for you to be able to face them. So I think what you're wanting when you've gone through all these hard times in your life, I think what you're wanting is for other people to acknowledge that they hurt you. What you're doing is walking around with this big gaping wound, wanting people to notice that you've been hurt. Or you go through your life and basically bleeding over everything else. So things may have happened when you were 13, but you may be now 23 or 33, and you're still with this gaping wound, taking your past into your present, and basically bleeding this wound all over your life and all over the people that are involved in your life that may have had nothing to do with you when you were 13 or these experiences that you've had. So in order to really move forward, you have to turn around and face those wounds. You have to face those pains. And you may not be able to get that acknowledgement from the people who did it to you. But I believe, and this has been my personal experience, that you don't have to. I think the only person that you need acknowledgement from is yourself. Okay? When I was able to face my past and the things that have happened in my past that were painful, and I was able to look at myself, really sit with myself and say, okay, that sucked. That fucking hurt. It was not right what they did to me. When I was able to acknowledge that, stop running and sit in it and feel it. Because sometimes when you're going through those traumas, when you're going through those experiences, you're not even sitting your body with it, you just go straight to your head and you just escape it. And then the moment passes and you just move forward in your life, or at least try to move forward in your life, basically try to escape it. But you can't run from it that long, it keeps coming back to you. So if you can just stop in that moment, in a moment, and just acknowledge that it happened, and really feel it and process it and let the feelings flow through you, then you will be able to move forward. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So Daisy, what I would like to see you do in order to move forward is to admit to yourself that it hurt. Admit to yourself that at 13, that was scary as hell. Admit to yourself all the things that you've gone through, they were hard, but that you've overcome them. Somewhere inside of you, the things that have gone through that you've gone through in your life, somewhere in your life, that 13-year-old, that 14-year-old, that 16-year-old, whatever age you were, maybe it's a 6-year-old, somewhere inside of you, that child is saying, please acknowledge me, please see me, please hear me. And you may not be able to get it from the person who did it to you, but you can give yourself that acknowledgement. You can close your eyes and talk to that 6-year-old and 7-year-old or whatever, however old you were, and you can say to them, I see you, I hear you. That was very hard, but I will never let that happen to you again. I've got this now. Let go. And when you can do that, you can feel that relief, and you can feel that release, and then you can be free from it and you can move forward. My darling, you want to find your purpose in life, and I know you will, but it comes from acknowledging that your life, your journey, is part of your purpose. Everything that has happened to you, though you can't control what happened to you, everything that's happened to you has happened for a purpose, and for a reason. It is a part of your purpose. Everything that you have learned, everything that you've overcome is going to be the seeds to what you're meant to do in this life. It is helping you to grow. It is helping you to become who you are. You are not a victim, my darling. You are not a victim, okay? Step into your power and realize that everything that you're going through and that you've gone through in your life is going to be the seeds that you're going to give to the person behind you going through it as well, okay? Or who's going to go through it, okay? Make your mess your message, okay? We all have a story. We all know what it's like to be human, and it's that humanness that connects us all. With that, I really hope that that message has helped you, Daisy. Again, thank you so much for asking. I hope this has helped you in some way. And again, I thank everybody who has written to me over the last couple of years asking for my advice. I'm very, very honored that you would do so. If you have any questions that you would like my advice on, I'll do my best. You can do so at voiceofdream.com and go to the contact page if you can send me a message. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.